good questions don't have one right answer.
Exactly.
Generative AI is here to stay. If you are a white-collar worker and
Yes.
if you're not using generative AI at all, you're going to run behind.
AI is unstoppable. There is point of no return on this, but we have to manage it. Safe and ethical AI use, data governance, capacity building. That's my dream, actually.
GAIA stands for Genuine AI Action, and this is a new flagship initiative launched by the Asian Productivity Organization. Through this podcast, we aim to explore how artificial intelligence is actually being developed, governed, and used in practice across the Asia-Pacific region. And for our very first episode, it is a pleasure to welcome Dr. Indra Pradana Singawinata, and he is the Secretary-General of the Asian Productivity Organization. So to kick off this interview, what is GAIA?
AI is no longer a future technology, it is already in our society. And we can say also that the various needs of the AI also very different within the countries, from the advanced countries, even, let's say, the sectors, academia, professional or business, government, policymaker, society itself. So GAIA would like to be the bridge. The bridge, how can we how can we disseminate the AI concept to everyone? That is actually the main core of the GAIA. So we want to make this GAIA as a platform for everyone.
So I think this is very important because I have been speaking to many, let's say, policymakers from other countries, and especially those in bureaucracy who wants to use AI.
Yes.
But then at the same time, there are security issues, there are vulnerabilities.
Yes.
So you want to use it to be more productive, but there are other issues that makes them not want to use it. And so there really is this gap between demand of wanting to use AI versus not being able to use it without any clear guideline.
By having AI, from business perspective, in general, is very good for them because they can accelerate, they can make it more efficient, they can even exponentially give the output of their production. However, safety,
Yes.
data security. That's why the government also finally have a concern on that. How about intellectual property? Because the advanced country like Japan, like Korea, Singapore, we are very much concerned on intellectual property. While in some other economies, sorry to say, but they are not too concerned on that because their focus is still on the exponentially give some output or getting the efficiency more good. But this aspect, the security, government, we have to really have a concern. That's why GAIA, with having this platform, all the stakeholders can come together. They share, and hopefully we can come out with the very good platform that hopefully can address the concern from its stakeholders.
So-
It's not easy, I know, but let's try. Yes.
No, I think there's a lot to talk about. So bringing
Exactly.
everyone together and creating this platform for discussion
Right.
is critically important at this time.
Right.
So GAIA, genuine AI action.
Yeah.
What's the genuine in GAIA? What's so genuine about GAIA?
We want to make it clear. We want to make not abstract. We want to make actionable. That's why we already have a main pillar for the GAIA. First is like now we have GAIA podcast series. We will invite all the AI figures. We will invite all the AI experts and leaders from academia, industry, government, even international organization to talk about it. Even for you to know, APO, we already have a demand coming directly from the president of Philippines. Philippines, as our member, they want to make AI guideline for the country. Some members, they want to make AI guideline for educational system. Some of the member country, they want to make, like Japan, what will be the regulation for intellectual property when we using AI. And second, we will have a GAIA map for all the AI ecosystem. So we will have to know what is the mapping in various countries, what is the ideas, what is the models, what is the platform, even data centers, even who will finance. We want to make math on that. The third pillar, global policy network with will connect all the governments, researchers, international organizations. What will they have? They will make an exchange view on what happened in their respective countries. And we will talk ethics, security again, industrial policy. And finally, we will have a Gaia Summit this year in October, and we will have co-host cooperation together with the United Nations University in Tokyo.
You talked a little bit about creating AI guidelines, not just
Right.
at the country level, but at academia as well.
Mm.
And I think that's really interesting because even at University of Tokyo, we have our AI guidelines,
Yes.
but different universities in Japan have, once again, different AI guidelines. And I'm sure that other countries are starting to make these kind of guidelines too, but they
Yes.
all differ. So in a way, we can all learn from each other by
Yes.
looking at what worked, what doesn't work, and so on, so that we don't have to have one unified guideline, of course, but at least in trying to come up with a tailored guideline that works best for our countries, we can learn from each other.
To make a thesis by AI, some university, they still tolerate in some percentage, in some portion using AI.
Mhm. So, good questions don't have one right answer.
Exactly.
Right? And
Yeah.
I feel like this is one of those good questions
Yes.
where, depending on what you value in terms of educational value, I think the guidelines are going to change. Because we know that generative AI is here to stay. If you are a white-collar worker and
Yes.
if you're not using generative AI at all,
Yes.
you're going to run behind. You're going to be less efficient than others. So it's really about how you can use AI without being unethical or without infringing on IP. And also, as a university student, you need to learn how to do your own research as well. You need to be able to decipher what is hallucination coming out from AI or what is actually a fact.
Yes.
So I think what is needed for the students at the university level is to make sure that they can use AI, but in a responsible and secure way.
Yes.
Which means that, forbidding its use completely, in my view, is probably the wrong approach. Someone has to teach them the effective way to use AI. But yes, regarding the actual specifics of, well, what about using it in research? What
Yes.
about using it in writing articles? That may differ. And there was this one interesting case where I think this was a class in philosophy. And there are 3 reports. In the first report, you have to use AI to write a thesis. In report number 2, you are not allowed to use AI at all.
At all, yes.
And
yes,
then the
yes,
third
yes,
report,
yes.
you can choose to use or not to use, but then declare if you used it or not. And in a way, this is a way to make the students really discover what it means to do something in AI without AI, and then come up with its own conclusions on whether or not they want to use it or not.
Right.
And
right.
also, I guess there's a little bit of social experiment type of thing going on in this class as well.
Yes.
But this shows that the different universities and different professors are trying different things. In APO, you already have 20-some economies
Yes.
with different cultures and different history.
Yes.
And bringing all of them together is already difficult. But then add to that the layer of the government, the universities, the private sector, and things get even more complicated.
Yes.
Why is the multi-sector engagement still important?
Because at the end of the day, we will also mapping the needs from each various member that we have. The stakeholders in each countries is quite different. And that's why we have to really mapping on what the needs, and hopefully that needs can inline and match. Because at the end of the day, hopefully become embed and part of their national development plan. Look at Philippines, very clear. They want AI guideline for the country. But when I start to deepening in which sector, I may say there is no clear answer yet which sector that they want to prioritize yet.
So mapping the needs of different countries and industry is probably critical because
Very critical.
For instance, the Japanese government has recently announced it's going to be working with some of the Southeast Asian countries for developing a sovereign AI.
Right.
But in doing so, like you said, different countries and different sectors have different needs.
Yes.
So maybe bringing all of these stakeholders together to identify what these different needs are would help these other government initiatives on AI as well.
Right. That's why now in APO, we are also having our new vision of 2030. But again, they still struggle because between the government as a regulators and the private sector as implementators, because they cannot wait. When your competitor already have a very advanced in AI, you will be left behind. So they have to catch on that.
So this is very interesting because you look at the United States and the current administration seems to be really pushing forward the development of AI. And Europeans, I think, were a little bit more skeptical compared to the US. So they are trying to look at the AI safety more than its development in a way.
Right.
And I feel like Asia is right in the middle, struggling between wanting to accelerate but also wanting to make sure that AI is developed and used in a safe and secure way.
Right.
Do you see any difference regarding this balance between AI development and AI security among the 20 economies? Are the stance different among the 3 tiers that you talked about?
Yes. For the advanced one, I may say you already in the stage of how to regulate ethical, more on that, intellectual property. But for the developing, the result base is still on the boost up the output, boost up the production. The emerging in between, like I mentioned, even for education, can we use AI or not? It's still in the middle. But at the end, they have to decide. So at the end, the government is the one that also have to choose and have to decide in which priority that you want to go first.
So in order to try and facilitate this process of discussion among different stakeholders, Gaia was just launched, of course, but have there already been any concrete engagements on AI under APO, or this is just starting?
If you talk Gaia as a platform, this is the first time. But if you talk about AI in the past, yes, we have. But it's still scattered. One members want AI for tourism. One members want to AI for smart manufacturing, smart agriculture. That's why it's still scattered. So hopefully, by having this new platform in Gaia, we can gather everything in one platform. So when we talk about AI in APO, we talk about Gaia as a platform. You mentioned about security, open source, big data, e-taxation, e-custom, e-banking. Means what? Your data is in somebody else. Somebody else owns your data, right? So this is very important. AI, just digitalization, like everything is unstoppable. It's already there. Like it or not, we have to go through it. There is point of no return on this, but we have to manage it. So through Gaia, actually, we would like to emphasize safe and ethical AI use, data governance, and transparency. And definitely, at the end of the day, who will operate it? So we have to have a capacity building for both regulators and the business. That's my dream, actually.
Do you use AI? Does APO allow members or its staff to use AI?
Yes, of course. For desk research, even some of the methodology to measure the effectiveness, efficiency of the programs, yes. Is that any regulation or APO for AI? I can say at the moment, we are not that complete. We are not that comprehensive. We will invite all the figures all around the world. From that podcast, I will try to summarize what is the core, the most important points that finally we can get.
Sounds great. I'm looking forward to interviewing the other experts from the academia to think tank to the government to the private sector as well.
Thank you very much.